Is that enough to say? Is that enough to say to just, I guess, close out the stream here? I might just title the stream UGH period. A couple things. So I already had it in my head that I was going to get on this stream and talk about being excited that Celtics basketball was back, right? So I have to do that. I am ridiculously excited that Celtics basketball is truly back. Like, my heart is still racing. I don't live in an apartment anymore. I live in a house, and I'm still sure that my neighbors called the cops because they thought that some bass drum was beating over and over and over again from 7:30 until near 11 o'clock at night, Eastern time tonight. So I do want to sort of, I guess give a little bit of shine to my excitement that this season is back. But damn, I wanted to come on here and talk about a W, people. I pretty much penciled in that we were going to talk about a W. Oh my goodness. What I can say is it's night one, and I'll bet you my bottom dollar right now that will be one of the best games of the year. Like, I shouldn't be breaking that news to you. Like, that was playoff basketball. Playoff basketball. And it was night one. Yeah, welcome into the Celtics Live postgame show. If you're new around here, hit that subscribe button. Like the stream, even though they lost. If you don't like the stream, it means you're a Knicks fan. And I'm sure we'll get some Knicks fans in here tonight. But if you don't like the stream, it means you're a Knicks fan. And guys, if you do want to support the show, make sure to send a super chat. I have a feeling the chat's going to be buzzing tonight. Rightfully so. If you do want to skip the line, if you want me to answer your chat right away, send it via super chat. I appreciate the support on the channel, and I'll answer your question right away. But I don't want to take too much time here. I see the chat already building up. Let's get right into the box score, because you know how we do it. And I don't want to give any spoilers, but if the Celtics had this dub, I think you guys know who the player of the game would have been. So the Celtics did obviously take the loss 138-134, but Jaylen Brown with 46 points, 53 from the field, and 57% from three. Jaylen went out there and killed it. He did. If we're going to talk about his counterpart, his co-pilot there, yeah. I mean, some casuals might be like, oh, Jason Tatum, Jason Tatum had a double-double in night one, right? Jason Tatum played awfully. 30 shots. Look at the difference here, guys. Look at the difference here. Jaylen Brown, 30 field goal attempts, 46 points. Jason Tatum, 30 field goal attempts. Less than half of that. So I think Jason Tatum, as much as, some casuals might be like, oh, he hit 20. It wasn't, another 5-point night like I think he had in the Knicks against the Knicks in the past. What a bad game from Jason Tatum. If we move on to the Knicks side of things, Julius Randle, I mean, talk about proving that you're the real deal. He goes out there and wins most improved and then says, no, I'm not only improved, I'm a legitimate superstar in this league. And then this guy right here, we'll highlight it. I just wish, guys, the guy that I've highlighted right now, right? I don't know what to say. I just wish we had a guy like Evan Fournier. It'd be great to have a guy that hits a million threes. Literally, like a million. I think it's a typo that he only hit 6 threes here, because he hit at least a million threes in overtime. I wish we had a guy like that in green. But again, guys, if you do want to skip the chat line, send a super chat. It supports the show, and also get your question answered sooner rather than later. But let's get to some of the chat. I have a feeling I'm going to be a little bit behind in the chats tonight, but yeah, send a super chat if you guys do want to skip the line here. AC saying that game was drunk. Jordan saying, what's up, Ev? Glad to be back to your streams. I have a lot to say. We'll bring it on. I'm sure you're already flooding it. Guys, everyone has a lot to say. The one great thing is that I have a lot to say, and I got the microphone, but you guys already know I read all chat, or at least tried to. So speak away there, Jordan. Ubi saying that was a crazy game. It was. That was genuinely one of the best games of the year, and it was night one. My heart is still I'm surprised you guys can't feel and hear the beating of my heart, because it's just smacking my microphone over and over again. Ready? You guys hear that? Because that's the sound it's making. AC says, I know they're a gas, but 3 missed layups really hurt. What is Jaylen Brown? As much as the guy went off tonight, what is he doing trying to windmill through the legs, 360 dunk in an overtime ball game? Oh my God, and then Schroeder missing that layup. Like, when I saw both of those happen, I'm not going to lie to you guys. I am not going to lie to you guys. When I saw both of those happen, I said, it's not in the cards tonight. It isn't in the cards tonight when I saw that those missed. It's like, that's 4, 6 maybe. And then if you go into the rest of the game, plenty more. That's so many points that the Celtics could have had. And when you look at it, they end up losing by 4. Tough. Brian saying that was crazy. Boston Sports Report saying Celtics lost tonight. Thank you for, okay. Thank you, Boston Sports Report. I was jumping on here without the final in mind, so thank you very much. Ubi saying we got to put this hat on the losses tally. Hey, facts. This is like to tell you the truth. So I had this hat. I don't want to. This is so not necessary after a loss to Rantu, right? But I had this hat, and my dog, who you guys have seen, Bravo, he took this hat, and this hat is like go and try and find this hat. It seems like it's super common. It's a very rare hat, and he ruined it. He bit it up, took this thing off, took the snapback off, everything like that. I had to buy a new one. Why'd I buy a new one? Ubi, why'd I buy a new one? I wear it on opening night, and the Celtics lose a game. So, yes, this hat is in the loss column tonight. Duffy saying, I am pissed at Tatum a tiny bit. Man, we are going to fall behind in the chat. We are going to fall behind in the chat, guys, 100%. But we're breaking, like, I want to get to most of the comments here, so we're going to do it. Tatum, 19 points. 19 points, 20 points, 11 boards, 7 of 30 from 3, or 7 of 30 from the field. He might as well have been 7 of 30 from 3. Would have at least been one more point, right? Quick math there, by the way. 2 of 15 from 3. Jason Tatum shot 13%. 13%! Guys! If you were all taking an algebra exam, you could write your name on the top of it and score better than 13% Jason Tatum. He let the team down tonight. He 1,000,000% did. Let's see. Salim saying, what is Tatum? Why is he hesitant to drive? I don't know. And one thing, oh my God. If I go on rants here, I'm not going to get to all the chat. But hey, we're doing it tonight, guys. I already encourage, if you want to skip to the head of the line here, send the super chat because we have so much to say tonight, and I already have I have a couple other videos to record tonight, so your boy's in for a long night. But Jason Tatum saying, or not saying, Jason Tatum and Grant Williams, I'm gonna group them into the same thing. If I see these guys talk to the refs one more time, like, just play basketball. Jason Tatum, you're good enough to talk to the refs. Fine. Like, you can talk to the refs. But Grant Williams, oh my goodness. And we do have a super chat. Shout out to Derek in the chat saying 0 for 3, our Boston teams. By the way, Billups would have been a better head coach for our squad. Love the video, bros. Keep it up. So here's the thing. And I was always, like, I've been in the Chauncey Billups camp, right? And Derek, you can let me know if you believe this, and the rest of the chat too. Do we think that Udoka was the reason for the loss tonight? Maybe you could say he played Grant Williams too much, I guess. But, like, I don't know if Chauncey Billups, like, that was a good game. Jason Tatum was off. But, like, I don't know if we're talking, like, oh, you know, Ime Udoka is the reason there. I appreciate the 5. I still, like, to agree with you, that was my number 1 guy. Actually, he was my number 2. I wanted Cassell. Then I wanted Billups, and then I wanted Udoka. So I kind of am on your boat there, right? But I don't know if that makes a difference tonight. Do we think? Be Smooth, shout out Be Smooth coming in here with the $10. Guys, Be Smooth's live for a lot of the big games too. I do want to give a shout out before I even get to his comment. Be Smooth, one of the best Celtics channels out there. You guys know that we started our little rapport with a little debate and a little reaction, but seriously, guys, Bobby is a real one, so make sure to go check him out. Be Smooth Entertainment, hit that sub button for him as well, and then tune in. You know, I was tuning in live there, his sort of watch parties and whatnot, having a ball there as well. But he says, I'm sweating like I played in the game. And B, Bobby, man, I don't know if the camera's gonna pick it up, but you know, this boy is sweaty out here. All right, I'm sweating. I'm sweating like I played in every NBA game tonight. I'm not sweating like I played in the Celtics game. I'm sweating like I played in every damn game tonight. Seriously, like my heart was racing. Like all of a sudden, my neighbors think I play the drums. They're like boom, 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 boom. Yikes! If they knew that was my heart, they would call 911 immediately because I was all over the place there. Holy crap. Holy crap. Shout out to the super chat, guys. That is how you skip the line. I am going to try and keep up with the chat here, but shout out one more time to Derek. Shout out one more time to my man Bobby at Be Smooth Entertainment. Duffy says facts. F Fournier. Jag saying incredible game. First the Wild preseason, now this. Hey, what I can say about this is we did see glimpses of, oh my God, is anything different than last year? Because this blows right now. What we're seeing right now blows, right? We saw glimpses of that. I'm not going to be here and be like, oh, I got a green background. I got a Celtics hat on. I got a green shirt on. All of a sudden, I'm like, hey, out here, I'm just talking, you know, gibberish and the Celtics are the best. No, we saw glimpses. We saw absolute glimpses of, oh my God. It's the same thing over and over again, isn't it? But what I did see from this team is a little bit sort of, you know, that heart, that digging down deep and saying, let's make a game out of it. Because guess what? You best believe, people, you best believe if the Celtics were to be in this situation last year, they would have been tapped out by halfway through the third quarter. And I truly believe that. Not a doubt in my mind. Like, I seriously believe that. So if I'm going to give any credit, it is still a loss. And it's still 0-1. But if I'm giving any credit here, it's that, you know what? There's a small percentage chance that I have a smile on my face after this game just because I had more fun watching it. I don't know. I don't know how much I really want to believe that, I guess, but it is the case here. A-Dabs coming in. A-Dabs, hey, brother. No super chats for shotguns tonight, all right? No super chats for shotguns tonight. I will shotgun on stream, but we're only doing that after a win. And in fact, just in spite, to despite you, A-Dabs, I'm taking a sip of water for you super chat. A-Dab says, do you think the outcome is different if we had Al? 100%. Now, actually, okay, let me pump the brakes here. I don't want to say, like, oh my God, 100% it's different. But I think Josh Richardson, Al Horford, make a huge difference to this game, right? Like that's where I'm at here. I don't want to be here and blow smoke up your asses and be like, oh my God, Al Horford wins that game for them. Sure, I'd love to see that, but I think he makes a difference. So outcome is different. I don't know if Evan Fournier goes for 32 and Julius Randle goes for 35 against you, then hey man, like that team went off and you had no Jason Tatum really, you know what, not helping. So I don't know where I come out on the outcome. I do think Al Horford would have helped. I think that, you know, when Grant Williams was getting bent over a barrel and shown the 50 states by Julius Randle at some points, I think that it would 100% help to have Al there. Derek again saying, let's see, Derek saying, Tatum was taking horrible shots, giving up 138 points. I thought Udoka was great defensive mind head coach. I think this season will be up and down. Billups over Udoka. Yeah, I mean, I like I said, I was high on Billups. I don't know if it was an Udoka thing, but I think that the one thing I'll say, Derek, the one thing I'll say is saying 138 points given up in a double overtime game, that doesn't, you know, give, you know, that's not a well-painted picture. What I will say is this team had no stops when they needed stops and so on and so forth. So that I agree with. The total number, I don't think you can necessarily, like, you know, hook, line, and sinker be like, oh, it was a bad defensive game because they gave up 138. They played, you know, what was it, 58, 60 minutes type of thing. But I'm more aligned with your Tatum taking horrible shots. Like, he was trying to shoot out of his slump, and I didn't love that. But do you know what I mean with 138? Like, that's where I'm coming across here. All right, we're gonna have to skip ahead in the chat a little bit, but I do appreciate the super chats, guys. You see that it pays off. Like, it pays off me, and it pays off you getting your questions answered here. But AC says, I'm legit depressed right now. I know I shouldn't be, but I really thought they were gonna win. Same. Guys. I penciled in the Celtics to win this game. I thought they would. Now, I didn't know, I would say I didn't know for a fact Horford would be out. I kind of figured, but I think Josh Richardson was a big loss here too. 1,000,000%. Like 100%. I think that was a huge loss, if I'm being completely honest. I don't know. This is not a bad comment. ASMR Vish says JT has had an off night for a month, bro. Jason Tatum hasn't looked good all year long. Seriously, he hasn't looked good all year long. And then CJ saying Brown number 1, Tatum number 2. Hey, if you saw my phone, if you guys had access to my phone, you wouldn't be surprised. Or you would be, I guess. I don't know, whatever you're feeling. Like, I sent so many texts being like, I'm not gonna lie, for the last 28 months, and yes, I did the math here to kind of go back to when I believe this. For the last 28 months, Jaylen Brown's the most consistent player on this ball club. Do we realize that? Like, that's crazy. That's crazy because Jason Tatum, I think is the consensus better, right? But I don't know. Jaylen's consistent. Kale, shout out to Kale saying don't go too wild. Tatum had an off night doesn't mean he's not our guy. No, I agree. I don't think Jason Tatum's like, oh my God, he stinks or he's done, anything like that. But opening night, like, show out, man. Julius Randle did it for his team. Fournier, the new guy, did it for his team. Jaylen Brown did it for his team. Like, come on, man. You were the number 1 star in that game. Let's see some buckets, JT. And he just didn't have it tonight. I'm not going to lie, guys. I've never been up against a feat like this with the chat, right? Like usually we're trying to bounce through the chat, keep it up. Like, I sincerely apologize for how bad I am with chat tonight, but I got to do it. I see Kale saying, hey, yo, hit that like button, fam. Yeah, guys, there's plenty of people in this stream compared to how many people have liked the video, so we only have a few scenarios, right? First off, and it's probably the most explicable, I understand it. If you haven't hit the like button yet, it means that you hate me, which is fine. You hate me, but, hit the like button if you don't, because if you don't hate me, even if you're indifferent, hit the like button. Second, man, you're a Knicks fan if you haven't hit the like button yet. And even if you are a Knicks fan, I'm giving you guys credit tonight. Randall, Fournier went out and balled. Hit the like button even if you are a Knicks fan. And last but not least, I mean, damn, you must be a Ben Simmons fan if you haven't hit the like button yet. Like, what? What are you doing? So hit that like button, guys. Hit that subscribe button again if you do want to skip the line. I use the analogy of, pretty much if you super chat, you are like the famous person at a bar when there's a 10-person line. 12-person line, 13-person line, 14-person line at a bar, for these non-gender bathrooms, and you're waiting there, and all of a sudden you're a famous person, and the guy goes, hey, he's going right away. That's what you got to do. All you have to do to be famous is send a super chat here. But let's go on and keep picking some comments here. Clint, one of the OGs, saying, good to be back watching the C's. Sucks we have to play guys like Grant Williams and Romeo Langford. I thought Romeo sneaky sort of played okay. If you look at his plus minus here, let's flip it back up. Yikes. I mean, minus 14 plus minus is not going to get the job done. I didn't hate what he did, though. 2 of 3 from 3, 4 of 6 from the field. The defense wasn't there for Romeo, which is kind of weird, right? A lot of fouls on him. I mean, it was only 2 fouls, but they both resulted in 4 points. Like, the defense wasn't there for Romeo. I didn't hate what I saw from Romeo, but I do think that we have some work to do. And hey, I've never said anything wrong about Grant Williams, right? Not this guy. He had a good preseason, okay? But man, that dude stunk out loud. Like, how do you play Grant Williams for 31 and a half minutes tonight when, I'm fine with playing him, 19 minutes, but there's stretches there when I'm like, Julius Randle just stopped at the Dunkin' Donuts drive-thru before he scored that layup with no problem. Like, what? Are we not watching the same game here? Get this dude out of the game. Julius Randle just had 6 In-N-Out burgers before he finished that layup. And he paid with cash. It was annoying. It was annoying to see Grant try and cover Julius Randle. Really only Robert Williams looked like he was playing good D against Julius Randle, which is kind of weird, I guess. But yeah, what do you guys think of Robert Williams? Let me know in the chat too, because that was one guy that a lot of people went back and forth on in the preseason, right? But 16 points from him, 5 blocks, 10 boards, 5 of 5 from the field. What do we think of Robert Williams? Let me know in the chat. I want to see what you guys think. Holy crap, we're so far behind in the chat. You guys probably think I sound like a sellout being like, hey, super chat to skip the line, right? But that's just me being like so like insecure to be like, oh my God, what comment do I pick? What do I pick here? I can't pick favorites. Like seriously, seriously, I appreciate all of the super chats here, but I don't know if it's a matter of me trying to get the bag here. I think it's a matter of I just can't pick. Seriously, we got Ubi saying Ev smiling after a loss. You sound like Kemba. No. Here, this is my face after this loss. We got that. Was that good? Was that a good one? Let's see. Ichi saying, I think Schroeder did good facilitating, but his defense he definitely needs some offensive work. That shot, like, I'm out on Dennis Schroeder. I'm out on Dennis Schroeder taking threes. Like, it just doesn't even look good, right? Like, doesn't look good at all. At all. Moon saying Fournier is good. We should sign him. Hey, flashback to that video. I mean, Fournier was sort of my off-season, like, number one target, right? And the Knicks go and get him. And I still think if we flash up this box score, there is a typo here. It says Fournier only hit 6 threes. But I watched every dribble of that game, and there was no less than 1 million threes that Fournier made. So I think NBA.com does have some work to do because he hit way more than that. Let's see. MGM saying, y'all really turning on Tatum over one game. Yes, JT had a bad game, but he's still our guy. He deserves the blame for the game, but he's saying trash. Yeah, no. He's not. I'm not saying that. I don't want anyone to think I'm saying Jason Tatum's trash. 1,000,000%. 1,000,000% Jason Tatum's not trash. Bad game. His to blame, right? Like, I think that that's a great comment, actually, MGM. It's a great comment because it makes sense. It's like, hey, this is his fault. I'm fine with saying that, right? It's not Jaylen Brown's fault. I could be talked into Marcus Smart had a lot of bad shots, but Marcus Smart had some of the biggest sort of drag my you-know-whats across the Knicks shots in this game, too, so I don't even know where to go with him. Jason Tatum, 30 shots, 23% from the field, 13% from three. I can get behind it was his fault tonight. But don't tell me that this guy's not going to be a 26-plus point game scorer this year either, right? You know? Jordan saying, I want no Grant slander. He was huge for us in the fourth. Plus, there's only a small handful of people who can guard Randall. It's true. He did hit a couple threes. But he didn't. I'll agree that he's huge. He had 6 points that they very much needed in the fourth. So I'll give you that. But I can't hear that he, he's one of the only guys that can guard Randall. No. He didn't guard Randall. Not even close. Not many guys did. Like, weirdly enough, Robert Williams was the guy that guarded Randall the best tonight, in my opinion. But I will not hear that, Grant Williams could guard Randall, because he didn't. But he was huge on the again. Guys, if you don't know, there's at least 49%, so not the majority doesn't rule here, but 49% of me hates Grant Williams just due to the shtick of hating him. Like, what do you want me to do? I'm going to abandon that? No. I can admit he had a good preseason, but there's one point where every Celtic was a +5, at least plus minus in this game, and Grant Williams is a -4. So he had some bad stretches, 100%. Kale saying Schroeder shot selection was lacking. Connor saying the only thing Tatum does consistently is not move when someone else has the ball, not getting back on defense, and whines to the refs. Yeah, I'm annoyed with the ref talk. Like, him and Grant just talk so much. And Udoka called out Grant Williams, and he still did it tonight. It gets me really, really annoyed. Really, really annoyed. Guys, if you're still watching here and haven't hit the like button, I don't even need to go through the whole spiel, right? Like, all right. Good luck being a Ben Simmons fan if you have not hit the like button yet. Make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you're new, and send a super chat if you do want to see your chat 100%, 1,000,000%, 1,000,000,000,000% answered, or anything like that if you do want to show support. Let's see. Dev B saying, we got to bench his offseason and ain't even use it. What is up with the Juancho Hernan Gomez and Enes Kanter not playing? Both of those guys could have been used. And I'm not saying either of these guys are like, oh my God, win the championship with them. But all of a sudden, you're getting bullied down low by Julius Randle or at times by Mitchell Robinson. You have one guy on the team, and he might not be the best defender, but you can put him down low, and he could just be a chub down there and sort of bully guys around him and get physical. His name's Inez Cantor. They didn't play him. And then you have a guy like Juancho Hernan-Gomez, who I'm not trying to pump too much air in his tires, but he sort of is long, can move his feet to some degree. Like, if Grant Williams can't cover Julius Randle, Juancho should have been your next option. So I don't know. I don't know. That's two guys at least that they did not play tonight. And then to the same point, it's like Aaron Nesmith, the prodigy Aaron Nesmith, 11 minutes. Peyton Pritchard, masked up PP. Don't mess with him. Dude's got a mask on. Watch out. 11 minutes. I don't know. Jimmy saying Knicks got the win, fellas. Wangy saying, I think the main points on our defense tonight was Randall, Cook, and Grant, and poor transition. Yeah, there was a couple times where the Celtics just said, yeah. I'm not even going to play transition D. There'd be a turnover, and they're complaining to the refs going like this. It was really, 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 really annoying. Skipping ahead in the chat a little bit here, just a little bit. This is a perfect one to land on. Crimson says that Marcus Smart makes the worst and the best plays of every game. Ain't that the truth with Marcus Smart? The dude makes the worst plays and the best plays every single game. Like, what? It's so true. Greg is saying, so why does Cantor not see the floor? Like, when Grant is sucking, I would like him on the floor, being the best offensive rebounder on the team, and he gets no minutes over Grant. He deserves the minutes. Yeah, I don't know why Grant didn't see any minutes. Like, I'm not saying play him over. Like, I could see with Randall and Mitchell Robinson starting up for the Knicks, I could see why they'd roll with a Grant and Robert Williams starting five, right? But for Grant to get 32 minutes and Cantor to get 0, there's a little like, whoa, that's weird there. You know what I mean? And then if we look at the offensive rebound total, 15-7, the Celtics won the offensive rebound total, but they didn't end up winning the rebound total. So I know, Cantor's an offensive guy, but I think that could have been a pretty big deal too as well. 100%. Game saying Rob played great D on Randall. Yeah, 100%. 100%. He was maybe the only one. I think he might have been the only one that played good D. CJ saying should have traded Marcus Flop. Well, if the Celtics did trade Marcus Flop, they wouldn't even have been in this overtime game. So I'm not there yet. I'm not there yet whatsoever. I swear to God. And you say it's just your opinion. I'm fine with that. Kale saying Grant has so much muscle on him, but got absolutely bitched by Randall, who looks I'll mix in a water, guys. I can't even say this. Kale, that's your fault, though. Much less muscular is a very big tongue twister. Say that 10 times fast. But yeah, no, I think that you're right that they look like Williams looks like he should be able to body Randall, right? But I don't think that it's as quick. Like, if you watch Julius Randle on those post-ups, it's not a let me muscle through you type of finish, right? Like, Julius Randle ends up finishing because he goes up and under you or spins off of you or fades off of you. So I'm glad Grant lost the weight and built muscle. Like, okay, congrats. Like, I'm jealous of that. I got a few freaking pounds to lose too. I hear you. But just because I lose a bunch of weight in the offseason doesn't mean that I can stop Julius Randle either, right? Great comment. MGM says Grant's fine in a limited capacity. 100%. 100%. Andrew's checking in. Shout out to Andrew. I huge Knicks fan. I got to give credit where it's due. He says, great game. Tay Day says the gods bless the Bulls. -5. Yeah, that game was not trending that way, guys. And if you haven't watched my NBA picks, we are off to a good start to the year. I went 58% against the spread last year. We're now publishing it. We're having fun with it on the YouTube channel. But we had the Bulls. I think I got them at -3.5 or -4, and the Bulls kind of squeaked that one out. But I will take it. Ichi saying Juancho is good. He is. I think he is. Vince saying no Al, no Josh Richardson. We are straight. Yeah, it's not like we were missing a nobody. Like Al Horford and Josh Richardson, those are two guys that arguably could be starters for your team. 100%. You know what I mean? All right, we gotta find some The chat is a buzzing, guys. Like, this is tough. Adab saying he looks like another Rondo, can't really shoot, but good player. About Schroeder. So to me, Schroeder wasn't the biggest problem tonight. Like 12 points, 8 assists. I'm going to take that. The plus minuses, if we flash this up again, you guys have seen the box score like 12 times. These plus minuses are going to get a little out of hand here because some of these guys just like by happenstance. Dennis Schroeder, Romeo, like these guys were in when they just totally gave up for that, third quarter break, right? And I'm not saying it wasn't their fault, but I'm looking at more of putting the weight on Grant versus an Aaron Nesmith or Peyton Pritchard or I guess even a Romeo in their plus minus. Like if we look at their plus minus, I watched Jason Tatum and Grant Williams both play a hell of a lot of minutes. And the fact that their plus minuses starting the game, that says more to me than Dennis Schroeder coming off the bench with a plus minus. Like Dennis Schroeder would come into the game when the momentum already wasn't on their side. So 12 points from him, 8 assists, 3 rebounds. I will take that in his Celtics debut. I really do. I'm fine with that. Lance says, if Jay Rich plays very bad, Brad made a huge mistake. I hope he doesn't. I don't think he will. Like, I'm big on Jay Rich this year based on what? You guys tell me, because I was huge on him, and now he's out because he had a little bit of a headache. I don't know if it was a serious headache, so I don't mean to rag on him, but he was out because of a headache and didn't play an opening night, which is kind of tough. I'm being honest here. All right, we got to find, let's see, yeah. Game saying Rob was good on Randall. Tay-Day saying Celtics need another scorer, a big man. Karl-Anthony Towns opts 3 years too late. They need another score. I can give you that because what we saw tonight. But I don't know if scoring would have been like the issue if Jason Tatum had like 10, like that was a double overtime game. That's easy 30 from Tatum, right? Like Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown could have combined for 80 points tonight. And you might think I'm crazy. Double overtime game when they already combined for 66 and Jason Tatum played like he had something up as you-know-what, and, he couldn't really get anything going. Like, that's... The scoring was there. It's just their scorer, Jason Tatum, wasn't making the shots. And a third star, who can deny that? But I don't know if it was, like, the scoring. Like, you can't... In a 138, 134 end game, you can't necessarily say, like, oh, they couldn't score enough points. Like, this was a 138 to 134 double overtime game. The Celtics were getting buckets, but what I will agree with is maybe you're not even in a double overtime game if you have another scorer, right? Like they scored. They got offense when they needed it. They missed a few big time plays when they should have had it, type of thing. But they did score where they needed to. Thanks to Jaylen Brown. But guys, like you're getting epilepsy because of how many times I'm flashing the box score. But how long has it been since we saw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 guys in the Celtics with double-digit scoring? Like, I know that doesn't seem like crazy in the NBA, but last year's team, we'd see like 2 guys with 20 and then 6, 4, 8. So there is a little bit of a positive here, I guess. Connor saying Grant Williams becomes an all-star 3 years from now. Evan, right on cue. Grant Williams will never be an all-star. We'll never be an all-star. We'll never be an all-star. All right. I don't know if they would even do this, but CJ says trade Cantor, Smart, and Juan for Karl-Anthony Towns. Karl-Anthony Towns would need to cause an absolute stink if that trade were to go through. Like, he'd have to be like, screw you guys, we're out of here, peace out, if they were ever to consider that, I guess. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if I'm the Timberwolves and saying, oh, that's a good deal. All you're really getting there, I guess, would be, what do we think? Like, Smart in that deal? That's like truly worth something. Jay Clark saying Rob was amazing. Game Center saying 5 blocks. AC saying I'm usually tough on Grant, but he was actually pretty solid, giving up several inches and made a great trip. Grant had good plays, but 32 minutes of Grant right now in his career does not help your team. It doesn't. It does not help your team. Here we go. Sellout Ev. I'll say it, guys. I am all over the place in the chat. So if you want to do one of two things or both things, if you want to support the show, as well as skip the chat line and make sure that your chat gets answered. Make sure to send a super chat, and we'll get to it right away. I see some debates in the chat. We're going a few rounds. We got Tiffany battling CJ. We got MGM battling Jay Clark. Guys, get out the boxing gloves. It's night one. We already got some banter here. Brian saying Jaylen Brown is better than Tatum, and if that's the case, the Celtics are scary. Hey, you know what? That's finally like a good way of putting it, right? Jaylen Brown is better than Tatum, and if that's the case, the Celtics are scary. That's what I like to hear, because usually when we compare Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum, what is it? Well, you're pumping up one of them. You know, you're pumping up Jaylen Brown in this case, but kind of taking down from Jason Tatum. Jason Tatum had a bad game, but Brian in the chat is still saying, hey, you come close. You listen to me. If Jaylen Brown's better than Jason Tatum, and I know Jason Tatum had a bad night tonight, but he's not going to have bad nights every night. If Jaylen Brown is better than Jason Tatum, this team is scary. And isn't that the truth, right? Like, I've said it on the podcast. I've said it on the streams. I've said it on the videos. A leap from Jaylen Brown this year will do way more for your team than a leap from Jason Tatum. This can go one of two ways, or can be for one of two reasons, I should say. Jason Tatum, there isn't that big of a leap for him to take. Like, do you want him to become the greatest of all time, taking a huge leap, right? There's not a big leap. Jason Tatum going from scoring 27 points to 28 points from you is not going to be that big of a deal. But Jaylen Brown going from, if Jaylen Brown can go out there and score 26 and a half or something like that, all of a sudden it's like, whoa, man. We got some serious things to talk about, because now this guy is competing with a guy that has already been crowned like, a future Celtic legend, future NBA legend, a future MVP winner in Jason Tatum. If Jaylen Brown can all of a sudden be like, hey, by the way, I'm in that conversation, the Celtics have two of those guys. So shout out to that chat from Brian, because it's probably the first time we've really talked about it without having to say a negative about the other when we compare the two. Because, I give credence to the people that say, they're better than him, they're better than that. And it's like, okay, but the way you say Jaylen Brown's better than Jason Tatum or Tatum's better than Brown, it's like you're only saying one of them can survive or anything like that. Guys, if both of those guys can get in a absolute arms race of, hey, I'm the better NBA player. No, I'm the better NBA player. Do we realize how freaking good that would be for the team? And I don't think I'm breaking any news to you guys. I think you guys know that, but I do like to see that. I see Deshaun saying Jaylen for MVP. I see CJ saying Jaylen for MVP. Kellen saying, I feel like Richardson would have maybe locked up Fournier in OT. This team will be fine. Getting Horford and Richardson back will help a lot on Friday. 100%. I totally agree, Kellen. Totally agree. Ubi says Fournier got so many open threes because JB would go under and Rob didn't step up. And there was a couple times. Fournier had 2 threes. Tatum was just like, yeah, I'm not going to fight through that screen. Overtime one, Jaylen went under the screen, but Rob didn't step up. But what I'll say to that, Ubi, is why are you going under Evan Fournier's threes? Right? Like, Evan Fournier just hit, again, somehow NBA.com has it wrong. Only 6 threes from Fournier. He hit 1,000,001. He hit over 1,000,000 threes. Why are you going under the screen in overtime? So, yes, Rob should have stepped up, showed a hand, but what the hell is Jaylen going under for? Not even fighting through it. CJ saying JB for captain. Oh, my captain. Late saying don't want to spark Tatum Jaylen debates, but if I was on this team, I'd be following Jaylen's lead. He had every excuse to play poorly, but instead had a career game and played with energy. True. Greg saying, who on this team will get traded before the deadline? Or will it be no one per usual? I don't know, guys, because doesn't Brad Stevens give you that sort of trigger happy vibe? So I don't know. I really don't think this is going to be a stand pat and like I think that this is going to be a team that makes moves at the deadline. Like we see, and guess what? No spoiler alert here, but like we see every good team do. Even if it's the most minor move in the world, we see good teams go out and get sort of random guys at the deadline. I think Brad Stevens is going to follow that thought process. So who's going to be moved, though? I could see, and I'll give you a list, I guess. Juancho, I could see Cantor and I could see Schroeder getting moved. Not for any reason. Like, I like Schroeder, I like Juancho, and I do like Cantor as well. But in terms of contract situation, I could see that those guys get moved. For what? I have no idea. Evan saying I didn't get the notification. That's wild. Are we getting shadow banned on YouTube because our Celtics coverage is too strong? Are people not getting the notification because our Celtics coverage is too strong? Damn, you guys got to hit the like button. You guys got to give a big ol' you-know-what to YouTube. I don't want to do that fully because I feel like we'll actually get shadow banned. Someone at YouTube's going to be like, haha, buddy, let's pump the brakes there before you get too big for your britches. Let's see. We got the chat's all over the place, guys. Again, sellout Ev out here. Super chat if you don't want to see your chat get answered, but we are trying to get to everything we have. Another couple big shout outs here. We'll give a couple shout outs from the beginning of the stream. Shout out to Derek. Shout out to Be Smooth, guys. Go check out Be Smooth if you have not yet. 1,000,000% go check him out. The spawn of our relationship there is pretty funny. We get in a debate and hosting on the channel and whatnot, and now, you know, we're thick as thieves out here. I'm in his fantasy league and everything like that. So shout out to Be Smooth. We had A Dabs coming through talking about Al. We did answer that as well. And then shout out again to Derek here. So you guys, look at that. Talk about making your super chat worthwhile, getting multiple shout-outs out here. Wong, you saying having a coach that takes timeouts is cool, I guess. Yeah, hey, I can get used to that, man. I can get used to that 1,000,000%. KJ is upset. That is all. Evan saying I'm content how he played tonight. I'm not content, but I'm happier than last year. Does that make sense? That's good, right? B-Ball Daily saying, good, going to bed. Good night, man. Good stream. Thank you very much. Shout out to B-Ball Daily for tuning in and saying good stream here. Guys, we got a couple videos to record tonight, and it's already 11:30 p.m. I don't know. We're putting on the grind. We're putting on grind mode for you guys, so don't ever say I didn't do nothing for you, okay? We okay with that? Don't say I didn't do nothing for you. CJ saying, let's get Kelly back. Tay saying Marcus Smart is gone. Best value for a contender and a great building block for a team rising. I mean, you could go two ways with this. You could either watch the signing that they, extended Marcus Smart, which passed this year, 4 years, right? And be like, oh, they're looking to keep him long term. Okay. Or you could, I guess, go down the path that you're saying, Tay, and be like, no, they're making it more appealing to other teams. Say, hey, no, we have him locked down long term. So, if you want to trade for him, he's all yours type of thing. I don't know. It's not either way. I get behind. Like, I think best case scenario is Mark Smart ends up being worth the money because by the end of that contract, it'll be a very valuable deal. But I don't know. Whoever said it earlier in the chat, I forgive me, I just forget, but it was such a great comment, is that Marcus Smart makes the best plays of the game and the worst plays of the game. What a great way to put it. It's so true. So true. Oh, man. Kelly Olynyk, I don't know about that, guys. Evan's also saying Marcus Smart's untouchable. Tay saying John Collins will be good if Stevens can pull it off. The one thing, and again, like, I'm no Celtics accountant, but I don't see how that works. Like, this is a guy that wants the bag. John Collins wants the bag. If they could figure out a money way to do that, then sure, sign me up. But I don't know, man. The juice might not be worth the squeeze there. I think that was a good little, pull that one on my ass. The juice might not be worth the squeeze. I like that I said that. Tay saying IDKY Ainge let Kelly go. CJ saying Marcus Morris greater than Marcus Flop. Even Jay Crowder better. I don't know. I can tell CJ you're low on Marcus Smart. But I don't know. I don't know if I'm saying they're better at different things. Like, Marcus Morris can put a bucket in. Marcus Smart showed that he can score, but I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if I say Marcus Morris is better. Like, in terms of what he can mean to this team, I really don't know. Connor saying Evan is so good at reading all chats and doing it respectfully, creating positive, encouraging community for Celtics fans. Much love. Glad to be back. Let's go, Connor. Let's go. I love seeing that. We are trying to we've had, guys, guys, just like Evan Fournier, he had 1,000,000 threes tonight. We've had 1,000,000 chats tonight. Like, what do you want me to do? I'm trying to fly through these. You guys have been supportive with the super chats. We've got a few of those tonight. That's how you get a common answer. But I am doing my best here. Trust me. I am doing my best to get to all your chat. Like, you guys got to know that. If you guys have been here since, today or since, the last few years, dating back to, I guess, when we're on Periscope, my biggest selling point is I read all chat. The last few years, I do my best here. And you might think, wow, you're not a good reader because you don't get to all chat. But as the stream grows and whatnot, I'm trying, man. I'm trying. So I do truly respect that comment and appreciate that comment, Connor. Because I do. And plus, when someone comes in here and like we had Knicks fans in here earlier in the stream, right? Am I supposed to be, like, you say, respectfully creating a positive, like, if a Knicks fan says, hey, we won tonight, what am I supposed to say? No, man, you didn't. They did. If someone comes in here, a Knicks fan, and says, Jayson Tatum had a bad night, what am I supposed to say? No, you're lying. No. So, like, I treat every comment in that same vein. Like, those are two sort of extremes. But, like, guys, if you guys are willing to watch, willing to spend time, willing to have a blast here and send your comments, I'm willing to give each of your comments, at least the ones that I hopefully get to every one of them, but at least the ones that I get to, I'm willing to give those the respect they deserve, right? Like, okay, big deal, Ev. You got the setup, you have the microphone, everything like that. Like, oh, you're no. You guys, there's 50 of you guys in here. You guys probably all know more about the Celtics than me. I just happen to be on the screen talking into a microphone. So appreciate the comment. Don't mean to get all sappy and sentimental about that. But shout out to Connor. Thank you for that comment. MGM saying, I think you should trade Smart for nothing, but I wouldn't be opposed to trading Smart if it makes sense. I think you shouldn't trade Smart for nothing. Yeah, I mean, Smart isn't untouchable to me, but it's got to be the deal that makes sense. I know that sounds like, oh, no kidding, Ev, but it's true. Like, he fits into that sort of, well, don't just trade him for nothing. Don't trade him to trade him. Mwangi says, if Smart is traded, it has to be for a point guard. Unless they get, like Fantasyland, Marcus Smart for Karl Anthony Towns, they'll figure out the guard role. But, yeah, you're already kind of thin at the guard, so I kind of agree. Ubi, good question here. Marcus Smart and Robert Williams for DeAndre Ayton. That's so hard. And the reason it's hard, I can completely be honest, is that I'm like biased towards guys that are already on the team. But DeAndre Ayton, he's not content in Phoenix. He says he's mad. Rightfully so, by the way. Like, you see guys getting deals around here, and he's like, knock, knock. Me. And they're like, nah, we're not going to pay you. I'd probably do that, I guess. Gut reaction, I'd probably do that. All right, few more comments here, guys. Few more comments. Do we think this gets it done? Evan says Grant, Neesmith, Cantor, future first, and a future second for John Collins. Maybe if the Hawks are bought into Neesmith, I would do that. I would do that. 100%. This is how far behind him. I see a bunch of, laughy, crying face emojis, and I don't even know what I said. Because I probably said something stupid. MGM saying the biggest regret this offseason is not going after Jonas Valanciunas. He'd be such a perfect big to fit Ime's system with Brandon J. You know what's weird? Because I agree. It's that you hear about, and I don't know, you guys can tell me I'm crazy here. But everyone was, got a hard on about trying to get, Vucevic, right? And it's like, okay, well, you had now that came and went. You had an opportunity to possibly go and get Jonas Valanciunas, and maybe minus the stretch to floor game, I see them as very sort of similar bigs in terms of, and I'm not saying game-wise, but in terms of how they can help your team, it's not a bad point. Like, I could see him fitting in right here. And anyone that wanted Vucevic, like, I don't see why you wouldn't want a guy like that too. And I'm looking at more of that from the physical standpoint. Jordan saying, I'm out of here, bro. Good stream. Happy to be back. I am very happy as well. We're going to be out of here in a second as well. Clint saying, Ayton loves his game. Evan saying, don't go after Cat. CJ saying, Rob is off limits. Trade Cantor and Smart and Juan for Ayton. Yeah, I mean, I would do that, I guess. Like, similar deal. Tay saying Marcus Smart for Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. I'd probably do that as well. Moon says, imagine the Lakers roster, but everyone's 8 years younger. That'd be amazing. All right, guys, I do want to say thank you to everyone tonight for tuning in. We got a couple videos to record still, and it is pretty late here. I know we saw Clint, you're saying that it was, it's only, 10 whatever your time. But it's pretty late here, and we do have a couple videos to record. So make sure to hit the subscribe button, like the video. We will be back here. Shout out to Andrew. I see him in the chat as well. Andrew, and I will say, Andrew, big Knicks fan, been calling it. Like, I have given Andrew respect where it's due. Like, I see the Celtics or, the Knicks greater than Celtics comments. Comment's a comment. I kind of feel like, we're on the same page in terms of you're not doing it to be a douche. You're just doing it to be, a troll on a Celtics channel, but for good reasons. And Knicks got the better of us tonight, so totally fine with that. It was a good game, so shout out to you two tuning in. Yeah, we will be back here. We got Celtics basketball back, guys. Like I started the stream saying, I want to be super mad, but Celtics are back, so what can I say? I'm pretty happy about that. So, yeah, we'll catch you guys in the next game. Hopefully, we're not starting this game 0-2. I am confident in this team moving forward. I think that this is one of the tougher matchups in that first sort of 4 games for this team. So, yeah, we will catch you guys in the next one. And until then, take it easy, I guess. Shout out to everyone that super chatted tonight. And, you guys are really the ones that sort of propel this channel. So appreciate you guys for, tuning in every night and whatnot. Great stream tonight, even though it was a loss. So I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.